Desperate Hermes clients spend $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 just to get the Hermes Birkin bag. What you should not do to avoid these types of pitfalls. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Are people becoming more desperate these days to get hands on the Birkin because it's so popular? Human psychology that when you cannot get something that you like, you desire it more and more and more. If you are new to my channel, my name is Sigrid. You may call me Ziggy. I talk about luxury handbags, real estate, travel, finance, and minimalism in this channel. If I can ask you guys a favor, a lot of you are watching my videos and 90% are not subscribed to my channel. So I would greatly appreciate it if you can go ahead and like and subscribe to my channel. First case story that I wanted to tell you. So there was this lady and a husband who went to shop in Paris for, a Birkin bag. And so, they also stayed in one of those hotels where you can actually arrange a concierge to try making an online appointment for you when you go to Hermes, so that by the time that you get there, then you can get an appointment to go get a leather appointment and get your bag, right? So however, they weren't unsuccessful with that, right? So they tried doing it the route of the concierge way, and they weren't able to do it that way. So then what happened was that they visited stores, all the 3 stores in Paris, and then each time that they met an SA, spent about $7,000 towards a watch or ready to wear, that type of situation, or some other goods and stuff like that. And they did this like literally 3 days in a row, 4 days in a row, where after that big purchase, they were asking if there was a bag. And so then, the SA obviously says, no, we don't have it right now, but I'll go ahead and try it the following day. And then, it's radio silence, right? And then they repeat the same situation with another SA in another boutique, and same situation again. They say, we'll try our best tomorrow and see if we can get you an appointment or a leather appointment, to no avail again. And then the third time situation again, same thing. But then if you are already shopping with an Hermes SA and you don't feel like there's a vibe with that SA, right? Or you feel like there's something off, that they're probably not going to be able to give you one, right? I say just stop right there and just don't shop with that SA, and then just go look for another SA again, or try it again the following afternoon, or the following day, what have you, or whatnot. But don't force it, right? Because the universe, in somehow, some way, tells you if it's really for you or not. And I think, when I went to Paris, and when we did this, when I was there, I already felt like, oh yeah, no, I don't think I'm gonna get this bag. I'm not gonna get a bag, on this trip. I literally felt it, right? So, before I left, I had a lot of, hope for it. But then once I got there, and then I bought little things here and there, I figured like, what? They're probably not going to give me any of these bags. So at that point, I stopped, right? So I think that you also have to sometimes follow your gut feeling when it comes to, dealing with essays and stuff like that. And I'm also a firm believer of not forcing things, and like just let, the world around you, or just let that energy dictate if you're gonna get it or not. Some people are lucky, some people are not, and I hear people saying that if they feel lucky, they just go and there you go, they get the bag, that kind of situation. But also at the same time, the topic I'm talking about is desperation here, you guys. So I feel that, if you are being desperate, trying to get this Birkin bag, it's of your desperation that you will not get the bag, right? So just don't, be patient. That's really what I think what needs to happen is just be patient, and don't spend like a whole lot of your money doing it this route if you don't have the patience. I would say, you know, for that person who bought that, I mean, maybe they have a whole lot of money and they don't really care about how much money they spent at that point. But really, you know, at that point, if you're spending $20,000-$30,000 just to get a bag, you might as well just go ahead and get it from a reseller and not, you know, suffer for buying things left and right without not having a reward. What are your thoughts about this, you guys? Are people becoming more desperate these days to get hands on the Birkin because it's so popular, because everybody wants it, because they just want to have a bag for status, for what have you, right? Or add it into their collection, and you know, that kind of situation. Yeah, a lot of people are being desperate to this is because also I think that, well, I hate to admit it, but you know, it's the reality. Hermes is really good with their sales tactics, you know, just scarcity. So it's also in human psychology that when you cannot get something that you like, you desire it more and more and more, right? So if you don't get something that you like, you desire it more and more and more, and you become obsessed about it. And this obsession turns into desperation. And so desperation then breeds like, do whatever you want, do whatever I can to get this bag, at the cost of spending a whole lot of money. And again, you know, for me, that's not really practical. You guys know that I also talk about finances in this channel, and so I like to talk about those things too. And I think it's a waste of money if you're really just buying things that you don't love from the brand and then hoping that you are gonna get a Birkin. I think the key really is patience, number one. And then number two is just buy the things that you love in the hopes and in the reward that you are going to get a Birkin with no guarantee. So what are your thoughts about this, you guys? Tell me down in your comments below, have you heard of people who are really desperate and why that is? And also, just a thought process. Why is it that sometimes I feel like, you know, more of the bigger influencers have these bags that they get like unboxing all the time, even though, you know, I know that you're supposed to just get 2 handbags or 2 quota bags, but for some reason they are able to get the hands on these quota bags more than 2 because maybe they're VVVIPs. I have no idea, but just a thought process, and I kind of wanted to ask you guys that, right? And also, what is this culture that we're in here now these days where we get very, very desperate just for a bag? I mean, you know, it's crazy. Comments below. Why are people desperate to get these bags? Why? And what are your thoughts about? Are you yourself being a desperate consumer too that wants that Birkin bag so badly, right? I was at some point, right? But also it worked out for me because I was patient. So anyway, thank you everybody for watching, and until next time, I will talk to you later. Bye for now.